Emeka Egbuka, Ohio State receiver, projected mid-round one pick. Thanks for some of your time. How's everything?
Everything's going good. I'm so excited to be here. Dream come true for me, honestly, just to be in Indianapolis participating in the Combine. So, coming off a national championship, not too much to complain about for sure.
Not a bad year.
Yeah.
Not a bad year at all.
Are you planning on working out and doing everything?
I'm going to be doing everything at my pro day.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
I was going to. I mean, it's just not enough time for you to get prepared,
Yeah,
right?
it's a quick turnaround. I'm gonna kill my pro day though. I'm really excited for that.
Oh, awesome. All right, off of that, I mean, what is it? What the hell is going on in Ohio State where you guys just got these receivers that grow on trees? What attracts you there? What is it about the environment that makes you guys so damn good?
Yeah, I just think all of us receivers, specifically at Ohio State, we're just like-minded individuals, and we're super competitive guys. So I think the people in our room, I mean, for me personally, the reason I went there is because I wanted to be challenged. I knew that in order to be able to see the field at all, I was going to have to grow. I really had no choice. I came into a wide receiver room with Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Jamison Williams at the time was still there. Cameron Babb. I came in with Marvin Harrison.
Holy crap.
Julian Fleming. So
Right.
It's like these are all five-star guys except
Yeah.
for like Chris Olave. So I knew that it wasn't going to be the easiest path to see the field, but that's exactly how I wanted it, and everyone in that room is the same way.
Just who was the one out of the? They're all awesome. So we're not like. Who was the one out of that group right there where you were just like, man, he does some stuff that I don't know how he does it, or it's crazy?
That's a good question. I mean, if I'm being honest, they all had moments like that for
Yeah,
me where
I
I
get
just
you.
saw it. But I would say the most consistently, I spent so much time with Marvin that nothing really surprised me. We were roommates. We did absolutely everything together.
Right.
But I would say the one who would flash, some crazy things at times would probably be like Garrett.
Yeah.
Just the way he moves.
I thought
He's
you
like a
might say
freaky
that.
athlete.
Right.
But they all have their own stories
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Who's the defensive back that gave you the most fits?
I mean, I've never liked to think that I was outmatched in the game, but someone who I respect their game a lot and I think is a really good player is actually in this draft, Will Johnson. I mean, he's a stud, honestly.
Yeah, he
We had him here yesterday.
He
He gets
He talked
overlooked
about
because of
playing you
Travis
guys.
Hunter.
Right.
Right.
And people don't focus on him, but he's right up there.
No,
Yeah.
he's a stud.
Certainly.
He's a really, really good player.
Yeah, you can make an argument that cover corner, he might be every bit as good as him, right? That's going to be the thing to go for. All right, so about you personally, what's your thing about your game that you want to take to the next level here that you're working on for the NFL?
Yeah, I think I pride myself on being one of the most reliable people in the draft, not just receiver. I'm always going to get my job done, and I'm looking to continue to carry that on to the NFL. But I also think that I'm one who's super dynamic with the ball in his hands. So I think God has given me a lot of ability when it comes to athletically. So I just try to maximize that any chance I get.
Yeah, okay.
How big of an advantage was it for Ohio State and really the teams that played a round one playoff game when you caught that team that was off a lot longer? Because it sure seems like across the board, having that game in between when the Oregons of the world weren't playing, it just seems like they were maybe a little bit
Figuring things out.
struggling
And you
to
were
get out
ready.
of the gates,
Right.
and you guys are ready to go.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like a common trend, but I can't speak for what the teams who had a week off. I don't know what they were doing in that week or what they had going on. Personally speaking, I know if we were in that situation, I think we still would have handled business either way. We just had the right mentality going into it. So I don't know what that time off really did for them. Maybe they forgot what it felt like to be on the field, or getting hit in the mouth for the first time in 2 weeks is something that makes you a little shocked. I can't really say what the trend was.
What are you thinking during that game, though? It's like, we're whooping their ass. This was supposed to be hard. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, honestly, I just thought we were performing how we know we can. I think that the talent that we had on our team was undeniable. We have an amazing coaching staff. So I think the product of what we put on the field was just execution, simply. I think the games that we struggled in this year and the games that we dropped, you just watch the film and you're like, man, we just didn't do our job on this play.
Right.
We just didn't do the
Right.
job.
You blew it. You felt like
Exactly.
it was more on you guys than the other team beating you.
Absolutely.
Right.
Who was the most responsible within the team to get everyone refocused after the Michigan game?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that responsibility, mostly fell on the captains. So me, Cody Simon, Travion Henderson, and Jack Sawyer. I think that after the Michigan game, definitely tested our, just our mindset and what we value as a team. But we knew that as captains, we had to rally the teams together. So we held a player-led meeting. There was no coaches in there except for Coach Day, but he wasn't even doing any talking. He was just sitting there making sure no fights broke out or anything. But we hashed out everything. We challenged each other. We hold each other to a really high standard at Ohio State. So I think that our love for each other prevailed in the end.
Did any fights break out?
No fights broke out.
Did it get close?
Oh, it got heated. Yeah, it got heated for
It got
sure.
like guys in each other's faces?
There was.
Like at Starbucks? Reporters?
There was.
That's funny. You're funny. I wonder if he even knows about that.
I think he knows about it. He's been here in Indianapolis.
All right. So, a baseball player.
I was, yes.
Yeah. Like serious? Like pretty big time?
Very serious. I was in all the schools I was considering going to, like my short list of schools. I talked to all the head baseball coaches, and they said I'd have an opportunity to do both if I went there. So it was no different for Ohio State. But I was robbed of my last 2 seasons of high school baseball. Junior year was because of COVID, and the senior year I early enrolled. So I kind of missed those last 2 years, but there was MLB scouts at my games. I was invited to MLB combines and everything like that.
What position we talking here?
I was center field.
Center field,
Yep.
Okay. So you can throw it a little too?
I could got a little cannon, yes sir.
Okay, you got a little cannon?
Yeah.
All right, so we could expect the receiver pass in the NFL? You're capable of doing that?
I had one in college versus Missouri in the Cotton Bowl, and if you guys roll back the film, it was a dot. I'm not gonna lie, but
Okay.
the DB pass interference, so we got a free 15 yards.
Okay.
On that.
All right. I'll check it out when I break you down.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now, this is the kind of NIL deal I could get behind. He was part of a deal with an auto group where they could switch out cars as often as they wanted.
Wow,
and you said,
that's
I'm
great.
the one switching out cars probably the most. What's the best one that you drove?
Yeah, first and foremost, shout out Brian Gilmore. That's my guy, my hookup at Mark Wahlberg Chevrolet. So yeah, he hooked me up with everything, and I drove a lot of cars over my time at Ohio State, but I would say my favorite one was probably just an AMG that I was driving. That's what I ended up going with for my own car. Because I just liked it so much.
Isn't it amazing though how the world's changed? Like you went to the school where there was, they got free tattoos and guys got suspended for it. It's good that players, and I've been on this for
I got
years.
$100 from an alumni once, and they put me in an investigation.
It's so good that guys are getting fair compensation because you're the reason why people go to the games. And I remember going to West Virginia games years ago, and it's like, everybody in here is getting paid. Every guy with the popcorn's getting paid. Everybody associated with, except the players. And so it's just great that we're in a world now where it's accepted, it's normal, and it's been long overdue.
Yeah, definitely long overdue. How about like growing up? Mm-hmm. Who was some of your idols growing up? Who's your team first off in the NFL? Who'd you root for?
Yeah, so I'm from Tacoma, Washington, born and raised there. So I'm naturally a Seahawks fan.
Right.
I did some interviews, and I was able to meet some people like Pete Carroll, which was like pretty cool for me. I was just like, dang, this is like Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Big Seahawks fan. So Legion of Boom, all that. When I was growing up, it was an amazing time. But I think some people, I looked up to in the league for sure. I mean, it's just such a great time for wide receivers, even specifically right now. Like, there's so many guys to watch. So I just remember falling in love with the game at a very young age. Watching all the wide receiver DB one-on-ones on YouTube and whatnot, all the route running.
Who was your favorite?
genius.
Who was your receiver you loved growing up?
I mean, I don't share too many similarities with him, but Julio Jones was one of my favorite.
We'd all aspire to be like Julio Jones.
He was amazing to watch. Just seeing the way he moved, being that size.
Right.
It was so fun to watch, and I could even take stuff from his game, even though he's a huge physical guy. Like that's not really my body type, but just the way he moved and the way he did route running, like I can take stuff from everybody's game.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's the player when you're suited up out there on the field and you're going to look and you're going to see him and you're going to say, I can't freaking believe that I'm out here with that guy?
Yeah, that's a good question. Shoot. You might have to get back to me on that one.
Wow.
There's a lot of players I'd like to say. But yeah, I'd have to think about that one more.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be more amazed about the guy that's lined up across from you
Or
in the
on the
NFL,
same
or you're
side
going
of
to
the
just be
ball.
on the sideline and be like, there's Mahomes
Exactly,
or Lamar, right?
yeah.
I mean,
That was gonna be pretty
that's
cool.
what it's cool either way. I can tell
Exactly.
you, as my rookie year, I sat back and was like, holy crap, this is amazing. I got a front row seat
Or
to
remember
watch
a few
this
years
guy.
ago, like every guy said Tom Brady. when
Yes.
He was playing.
Yeah,
Right?
for
Every
sure.
guy. Yeah.
Yes, every guy.
And
Exactly
you'll still see some. You want to be doing games that Tom Brady is calling because
Right.
it's going to be the big game.
Yeah,
on Sunday.
certainly.
Except Sunday Night Football, of course, on NBC.
You know,
That's the really big game.
Talk about just your quarterback real quick, Will Howard. He went through some crap this year, but battled and, like you guys, kind of bounced back and played his best ball at the end of the year. But speak to him and kind of what makes him so tough, especially mentally.
Yeah, the reason I have tons of respect for Will is because, he was a fifth-year guy this year. He comes in, he has 4 years at Kansas State, and he comes to Ohio State. And, he's this big time. He's everyone thinking he's going to be the quarterback that saves us and all that type of stuff. But he came in so humbly. He was just like, hey, I want to get better. Like, I want to get better at the game of football. He showed up day one, was in his playbook. Not like anything was owed to him, just like he was going to work. And then, he came in, he commanded our huddle. I've never really seen a quarterback take command of the huddle like that and really push our offense and our entire team. And he was really the heart that kept us going.
Yeah, cool.
All right, Emeka Egbuka, Ohio State receiver, tune in to the first round of the draft, and you better tune in on time because he's going to be gone sooner than later. Thanks for some of your time. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.